when we're hard on AEW, people love that shit because there's nothing people love more than to defend the Rape Factory. Like they eat it up. They love it. Oh my God, the mystical murder rabbit's back. Oh my Lord, the dumbest people are going to say the stupidest things for the next 6 months about why this is genius. The Fetophiles. God, I got to remember that one. We have a collection.
That's from the Voices of Wrestling Discord. I wish I could remember who said it first.
Good one.
But I just want to join the Voices of Wrestling Discord. You hear some comedy gold in there, and sometimes I'll steal that gold and say it on this podcast. But it came from the Discord. Please, if somebody knows who said it first, let me know. I'd like to give them credit.
We have a collection here of people who have never even been mid-card and never really been over, but now they're going to wear these dumb fucking masks, and all of a sudden, this is genius. It's so brilliant. They shot Chad Gable in the head. Oh my God, we have redefined wrestling. Like the way people bend and twist themselves out of shape to defend the dumbest fucking shit. And when WWE was doing this shit, it's when the audiences dwindled the most. Remember when they had Seth Rollins screaming and crying when the magical murder clown was going to get him? They ended a pay-per-view like that, and it did terrible. And they weren't selling any tickets. But people, I know Bray Wyatt's gone, and it's really sad. It really is. Like, it's a tragic thing that poor guy died. I really think so. But he had terrible ideas. His
early stuff was awesome. I thought the cult leader was great. But then he went into the supernatural spooky, and unless you're playing it for like comedy, because I know the House Hardy stuff early on did some of that stuff, and I thought it was pretty funny.
It's comedy.
But with Bray Wyatt, it was like you're supposed to like legitimately be scared of that, and it just wasn't working because pro wrestlers are not good actors.
No, and it's also, well, here's the thing too. Like pro wrestling is really good at doing pro wrestling. Yeah. Nothing can do pro wrestling better than pro wrestling, except for Gaijin, available now on Kickstarter. Like there's nothing like pro wrestling's great at that. If I want to get scared, I'm gonna go watch a horror movie. I just finished a new Stephen King book. There's some stuff in there that's pretty scary. Bray's gone. Bo Dallas wearing a stupid Barry Windham mask is not scary. Alexa Bliss, remember when they were doing that whole thing with her and Bray, and it was like knocking on the door of some weird little,
knocking on the door. I called it out specifically. Yeah. Like that was, very much. That was I heard Drake's into that stuff apparently from Kendrick Lamar.
I couldn't think of a good way to say it, and you just nailed it home right there. I didn't want to say the word that was going through my mind.
Hey, if you guys have not seen Kendrick Lamar's concert on Amazon Prime last night, Drake has to fake his own death now at this point. Like there is no coming back from it. The entire city of LA hates that motherfucker. I couldn't love them more for it. But go ahead. Sorry.
It's absolutely hilarious. But I mean, why do I want to watch that stuff? Which did not draw. Yeah, they sold some merchandise. Yeah, but it didn't sell tickets. It wasn't, the pay-per-views weren't as like doing as well. Like the company wasn't as strong as it is now. So why are you steering back into it with a bunch of people who've never been over? Oh my God, that's Nikki Cross. Oh my God, Nikki Cross has never been over. Yeah. Oh my God, that's Joe Gacy. Oh my God, Joe Gacy is a CZW reject. Like, who cares? Why do people care about this stuff? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either. But I'm very much a guy that's like what you like. If you enjoy it, have fun, man.
You're wrong.
No, I'm just like if that's what you enjoy, go have fun. I really don't care, but I am not gonna watch it. It just isn't for me. Like, and it would really take a lot for them to win me over. I like cool masks in wrestling. I just happen to be a fan of masks.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Masks are
you know what I mean? So if they're gonna do that, like if Eric Rowan and Joe Gacy are gonna come out and just be bad motherfuckers, okay, let me see it. And are the matches good and are the promos good? That's all I really care. That's all I really care about. I don't really care about like this other stuff with them murdering people backstage and the blood and all that. Like, I'm not really into it. And there's a context for everything, because if they did that same thing in Lucha Underground, I'd probably dig it.
Lucha Underground was different.
That was a different thing. Mm-hmm. I happen to like I was a big fan of the Hardy stuff in 2016. You know what? But that was TNA. That was a different thing. They were doing it outside of the building. It was a different context. It was, whatever. And it was a kind of a fun thing that set TNA apart. The Wyatt stuff never really appealed to me outside of the original incarnation of the original three with Eric Rowan, Luke Harper, I wanted to say his WWE name, and Bray Wyatt. Outside of that, I just have not been a fan of anything that has ever come out of it.
Are you telling me you didn't like when Randy Orton had to like be scared of like the digitally projected worms on the ring?
No, or when they went and wrestled in a haunted house.
Oh God, why are people nostalgic for this stuff? It was so bad. It was.
I can tell you why, JD, and you and I and John talked about it earlier this week because of merch. Yeah. It's a ploy to sell toys and T-shirts, and they're gonna sell a ton of toys and T-shirts, but they might do that at the risk of losing some of their television and their ticket buying audience. Because once those guys get in the ring, here's the thing that people don't want to discuss: they can't go.
No.
I saw Eric Rowan have a couple of good matches in some trios in AEW, and I saw him have a couple good matches with the Wyatt family. But for the most part, man can't go. Bo Dallas, he had a good ladder match back in the day in NXT. Can't go. Nikki Cross. Sorry, she at one point she seemed like she was going to be an up and coming talent. Figured out couldn't go. Dexter Lumis, Sam Shaw never could go. The guy can't wrestle. Right? And Joe Gacy, I've literally never seen a Joe Gacy match. I can't tell you if he can go or not.
No one cares. Like, yeah. And here's what bothers me is everybody bends over so backwards to praise what's going on in WWE right now, whether it's good or not. It's just because it's on WWE.